How's it going, everybody? This is Seer here, and with me today is Zero Cool Gamer. How you doing, man?
I am peachy.
Well, the anniversary has basically started, and this is 8 years into the game right now. So, how are you enjoying the game, and have you been playing since the start? Like, what brought you into Marvel Strike Force? I know that's a lot of questions in one.
Um, Kind of in the middle at the game right now, whether it's up or down. I'm trying to stay positive, which is kind of like a new feeling for me. Um, but I mean, it's a game that I like the character. I like the Marvel lore, so I'm here because of that. And I would love for the game to move more positively. I guess I just gotta wait.
Hmm.
I got patience, somewhat. But 8 years is ridiculous for a mobile game,
Yeah,
but it seems to be more commonplace now. If people love a game, they're staying with it. Even companies are pushing for it now instead of like the 2, 3 year shelf life, if that.
yeah.
And I came on a little bit after the start, and I was playing probably Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes like a bunch of people were back then, trying to go with it. Hey, it's the same basic game, but with Marvel characters. Okay, cool. Let me try this. I like this one better than I liked Star Wars. So I'm like, all right, I'll play this one on the back end, but I'm gonna go ahead and try this. And it's been a interesting ride so far with Marvel. I like the game. It was simplistic, but it was only like what 50, 60 characters in the game.
Yeah.
Now there's over 300. So obviously it's got to evolve and expand, and I'm trying to be super positive on where it's going.
Yeah. So for me, as far as like my whole adventure into the game, I was doing like game hopping, trying to find like a game because I played like Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius, I think it was called, Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Those kind of went down. And so I was trying to find another game and ended up coming back to this one because I actually started this game during the soft launch, like beta portion of it. I had no clue what to do. There was no content on it, nobody doing like guides, and the stuff I did find was like, hey, build the defenders. That's like the best starting team. Like, I'm not really big in like the Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist team, so I kind of stepped away for a little bit. COVID ended up happening, and I was working from home, and I saw a mobile gamer video with Tony Scungili basically talking about like the new player experience. Tony was going through like a whole new player accounts. I'm like, well, this is a good time for me to get back into it. Then I've been hooked since. And at that time, Ebony Maw, no, Doc Ock was the legendary that's coming out. Black Order was like already out. So that's about how much time I missed of the game. And then I've been playing it daily ever since. Um, the game always goes through these ebbs and flows, right? And we're kind of like in the ebbs, kind of going downward a little bit. Usually around about March, April, it starts to go back up on the uprise, usually due to either the next chase character, the next gear tier, something new and fresh coming to the game. Then it starts to kind of get in a better spot. So I am optimistic that things are going to get better. It's just the game's a roller coaster at times to where everybody kind of feels it at once, and we're kind of in that spot, which we'll kind of touch on what's causing that a little bit later, right?
Yeah, the game goes up and then it goes down. There's a big bug here, and then there's oh great, everything's there's comp or stuff that they're giving free away. Oh wait, we activated drops. Yay! It's super exciting. Everything's going crazy, and then poof. Okay, now we're back into that. Well, where's the game going again? Because
Hmm.
it's feeling a little indifferent at the moment. But 8 years is hard to say it's just gonna die. It's
Yeah.
not. It's been there, it's proven it, and the game has potential to keep going, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, if we look at some of the other like hero collector games like Ray Shadow Legends, that's been out for quite some time. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, that's over 10 years old as far as a game goes, which is insane. And they keep doing updates on this game. Like, was it last year they end up doing this whole like new graphics update as far as that goes? If they're not investing in this game, then why are they kind of doing this? This game's going to be around for much longer. I know people's been saying like for at least 5 years that the game's dying, the game is dead. It's not going anywhere. The game's going to be staying. They're continuously making updates to the game, adding new game modes and everything. They're experimenting, which I definitely applaud them. I mean, you got to try new things, see what works, and then you can kind of use what worked on that into the next thing. Kind of what they end up doing with the legendaries in the command center. So, like, the Quasar, I think, was fine. The other two legendaries, now they kind of know. It's like, hey, having like a power couple legendary that they're just giving out for free, not as good as I think they wanted it to be. But they, without them trying things, we wouldn't have gotten one of my favorite game modes, which was Scourges, which is the whole horseman thing. That was a huge success and something I'm hoping they add back into this game. Which what are some things that you do want to see added into this game?
I mean, we've been saying it for years with the world boss, and we hope it
Yeah.
comes eventually at some point. We got little bits of it. Hey, we got a boss with Sentry. That's great. We got Null all by himself, where they took away some of the restrictions from Battle World in it, and you could play with it. And it's nice because hey, he's got a pretty big amount of health there, so it's not like you
Yeah.
could just do an ult and be like, "Bye, bro, you're gone." No, you got to actually put some work into it. And I I don't even care if they drop like older characters as the boss. Just throw it in there, give people rewards for it. It's challenging a little bit. Throw maybe some scourges in there or something in there to be like, boom, okay, I can't do exactly what I did over there. I got to really think for a second. Okay, now I can do it. And granted, this community could probably figure it out within 24 to 48 hours because they'll play and play and play and
Yep.
play. But that's what kind of allured me too, like the scourges and stuff, which I would love to see come back. Or Danger Room when it first came out, you kept wanting
Yeah.
to play it. You'd lose time and you'd go, "Oh, it's 11 p.m. I should probably go get bed because I got to go to work." But I've been here for 8 hours and didn't realize it because I was too busy having fun. And
Yep.
that's what we need back. The fun. I know it sucks to grind a little bit, and it's not for everybody, but if you're playing a game, you want to go ahead and have fun with it, but it has to be challenging. Otherwise, why are we playing it? There's no reason for it. But something with the big world boss where you're like, hey, I know it sucks trying to get 23 people besides yourself to go ahead. Yeah, let's go against this and coordinate a little bit. But I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah. Same
And
here.
you got to have that level of participation in your alliance. So if you're casual, obviously that's not going to happen. But there are alliances out there that are like, hey, today we're going to rock this. Are you free? Do you know you're free? So you get it ahead of time. Or, hey, just get in your tag. As long as you get in your tags in, you're good. But I would love a world boss where you do got to communicate a little, not to the extent of Spec Ops, but
Yeah.
something where you could get your alliance in. And it'd be nice, more camaraderie through your alliance, more positive talking, like, hey, you got to do this, instead of being like, oh my god, the game is dying. No, it's not. So that would be one big thing I'd love to see.
Yeah, with the world boss aspect, I think there is a couple different ways they can go about it. So certain games, they would have like a new boss every single day. So we can have one boss where I'm just going to pull up my roster here. We can have Omega Red be a boss. Mephisto would be a boss. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And have it go that route to where there's a new boss every single day of the week. Your alliance, everybody hits into that boss. I think that would be something that would be very exciting, very fresh. And they could do either you just need to kill them once, to where if you do like 3 or 4% damage, that's a huge win on the attack that you're throwing into that boss, or have it where it's like a chest system. We were kind of talking about that before we started recording, to where one kill gets you one chest. Now you went to try to push up to say 3 kills, that would get you 2 chests. 5 kills gets you 3 chests, something of that aspect, and you can kind of climb that way. I think that would be something that would be really fun, and it could either be alliance based or it could be like a whole server based attacking into this one world boss type of thing. I think that would be an amazing addition to the game, right?
Well, I mean, they got the global milestone, but it's usually just stuff you're already doing,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, but this, hey, if you got a world boss there, everybody's got to attack it. People seem to go with it. I would, I'm a big fan of making the milestones close to whatever either the max score you could get
Hmm.
or close to it. So that way you go, oh, if I keep going, I get more rewards.
Yeah.
Let me keep going and trying to record. It's going to entice me to play more, or I can't really beat it. Maybe I'll spend $5 on this thing so I get a little bit ahead of where I need to be. And now I'm enticed to spend, not required to spend.
Hmm.
And that would push the game a little bit further. I know people don't want to spend, but if you don't want to be forced to spend. You'd rather go, I don't mind. You know what? Screw Starbucks this week. I got it. Let me go ahead and drop a 5 or 10 over here. I got up to the next milestone or two. I feel a little bit better. I'm good for now, but I did spend a little bit. And if you got 10,000, players doing that, that's a chunk of change just for a couple, maybe a world boss that you did for a day or even a couple days. It's not a bad profit.
Yeah.
Just saying, but the world boss idea, it would be if you got even the entire community going, that global milestone seems to go pretty quick, depending on what it is. Depending on what it is.
Yeah, and it's no secret that I'm a spender in this game, but I do have kind of limitations. If the game is in a good spot and it's very fun to play, I'm more likely to spend more money. So that's kind of where I'm at. I usually will do like the cheap unlock of the characters. Lately, I have been buying the battle passes again, but if the game was fun, I might say buy an extra like gold offer here or there type of thing because I'm having fun and I don't mind throwing the Starbucks away, like you mentioned, to get that extra $5 because I'm having a good time. It's enjoyable to me. So that's kind of where I'm at with that whole offers aspect of it. I did have two more things I would actually like to see added to this game, which we kind of talked about before. Having a monthly tower. The current towers that we have in the game, where it's like the sword satellite or the kiln runs, those have been on repeat for so long, and they come back about every 2 months. If we had an actual tower in the events tab and it ran patch to patch, so basically a 1 month or month and a half long, to where there were seasons, kind of what they do with say Cosmic Crucible or what they do with War, and have something interesting attached to those. One of the games I played before was like Ethereal Restart, to where they would have a tower mode that would end up running a month long, so first of the month to the end of the month, and there would be certain obstacles that you have to overcome, like on turn you have a 10% chance of your character being frozen, which would be like a stun, or on turn you have a 25% chance of getting hit with a lightning bolt. If they did something like that, and then you have scourges that can be applied on top of it, I think that would be very fun, very engaging for the community, and it would bring a lot of people together. Like, hey, I'm stuck on floor 40. What characters did you use? How did you get past this? What scourges did you apply on this floor? Because they'd give you like 4 cards, and you have to maybe apply 3 of the cards type of thing. So which one did you leave off? I think that would be so much fun that they could end up recycling just the season portion, but keep everything else the same. So it would be kind of a nice evergreen content. And you don't really need to keep adding on to the floors or change them out as often, maybe about every 3 months. You might need to update certain things because the characters might be out of dates. Is that something that you'd be interested in playing in this game?
I I like the longevity of it. It gives you something to plan for at least a little bit. Obviously, you'd have to rethink, like, hey, if they change the traits around or restrictions or whatever,
Hmm.
which they should have and change. If they could do it pretty either every week or something, but it's still there, I would love to play it because then it's putting my roster to the test. For something like that, I would hope it's individual based because then it all falls on me. If I don't
Yeah.
go after it, my fault. If we all don't go after it as an alliance, it's like it kind of feels like Battle World again. So no, there should be at least probably like a 60-40 or 75-25 of more individual based things to do in that alliance part too, where we we should, get together as an alliance and talk and do all this stuff, but still majority of the game mode should be on my thing. I don't like it to where it's gonna harp on somebody else, and now they couldn't promote a character or they couldn't get enough shards for it, but I did earlier, so I don't really care. But it'd be a bad alliance made of me not being able to go ahead and
Yeah.
help out because we want everybody to succeed in it. But and let's say it's an outside factor. You got life. Life actually happens, people. Something might come up and you can't do it. I don't want to have that over it. For a monthly tower, it should be you. Plan your roster, some along the way. Um, just to for you to actually have a challenge for it. And it's only me. If I mess
Yep.
up, I don't do it. It's my fault. I'm not gonna mess up anybody else. I mean, if Herb can't complete it, that's his problem. He should do better. But the rest of us, we kind of like, yeah, I don't want to harp on my alliance with it. I'd rather keep it to myself and let me try it, beat it. If I can't beat it, I got to build my characters. I might be enticed to spend,
Hmm.
maybe, but enticement is better than required. I do not want players don't want to be required. I don't want to be required. I want to go. I could spend a little bit on this just for today. I could do it, but that sounds great because then it's content for the month.
Yep.
And if it's got some type of rotating thing in there where either the traits change or something about the nodes change, you're like, I got something to look forward to next week because it's going to change. I should build up these characters. And it's not the simple everyday thing. They just copy paste, throw it back in, and you're like, yeah, auto.
Yeah, and that's where
I
like the
want auto.
whole seasonal boost of that tower would kind of come into play, where maybe you do have that 10% chance of your characters being stunned on their turn. So that way, for that whole month, you have a month to try to complete that tower, and you might have some RNG in that aspect. Or maybe it could be something as simple as every time you use an ultimate, you get blind on your characters. Now you have to determine, do I want to use my ultimate on this turn or save it for next turn? So having aspects of that and then have it rotate for those season boost, I think would make it really fun, engaging. It would definitely have it to where those newer and mid game players can kind of learn their characters, the teams, and they might not push too far on the first month because you have a month to try to get to the end of it. But it's definitely something you can keep progressing to, and it's nice resources for them to get throughout the month by completing maybe an additional floor. So that's why I really like the tower modes and having it to where it's just like an ever standing thing that you can do any time of that month. It would be really fun. Now,
If
one,
I could add
yeah,
one more thing, and I don't know if it's possible, and I've been trying to figure out based on how the game works and what their framework is. If there was a way to have a gauntlet mode where it was just unlimited waves
yeah,
and you use your own roster, you keep on going until hey, however long you get, whether it I don't know if you could do it time based because obviously maybe the fastest time would be it because then you wouldn't want to just let it sit there for a minute and be like, I could have the longest time. No, the shortest time would be good. Or maybe it's points based where how much damage you did or how many enemies you defeated. You could have multiple leaderboards for it for hey, I beat like 45 waves and then poof, Magneto came out of nowhere and just swiped me, I'm done.
yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see something like that where I have to use my entire roster. I don't want to build minions or anything. I wouldn't. But the other characters, like, hey, I really did like Mr. Sinister. Maybe he could use it just for a second to clone that fool and I could get through it because this is all I got left. But a gauntlet one would really put people at it. And
Yeah.
it'd be if there was a way to randomize the drops, which I don't think there is at the moment. If there was, that would be interesting because now you could only anticipate some things. You can't really plan too far ahead. You're going, I'm going to take these few teams together and pray I got some sustain and
Hmm.
damage that I can make it through a couple of waves and keep on going. And I could see us playing that for hours and our wives killing us for not coming to bed because we're trying to beat this random thing that's happening. There's just not simple RNG. It's the characters now.
Hmm.
And there's no restriction. So you could make videos forever on it going, hey, you could use these guys here and this to help you with these couple of characters. But I can only hope. for such things.
Yeah, I think we had something like that. Was it in the Null Battle World to where it's the vampire node?
Oh,
That was the
that was
closest we got to, which I actually enjoyed that node. That was actually really fun.
I missed the vampires. They were really, really interesting. They
Mhm.
made you think like, I can't really hit them right now. Let me plan this out a little bit. Oh, wait, somebody else dropped. Wait, they didn't drop like that last node. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Got to rethink how to do it. And it was engaging and you wanted to keep doing it. Granted, we couldn't just keep saying in every video, here's the vampires, here's how you do it. No, you got it. We just got to play it and pray that
Mhm.
that team works. But
Yeah,
it,
that
it is more
was
content. I would love to have that again. Non-playable minions.
those were
Great.
fun. Especially that one vampire that was like Ebony Ma. That guy was a pain in the
Oh,
butt to try to get him down. It
it's
was
like, come on,
terrible.
dude. Why are you healing? How do you heal everything? Like,
Yeah.
come on. I just want to kill you. It's like, okay. But it was fun. It was something engaging and it was hard. And you're like, yes, please don't nerf this. Please don't take it away. And they didn't. The characters that we got, eventually we get to 105, 110.
Yep.
They're kind of like, now. But if they gave them just 10 or 20% stat boost on it, I could see this being fun again.
Yeah. One of the other things I actually want to see added to the game, I played DC Dark Legion for a little bit, and they had a very cool game mode where it's called Elite Arena. They had a regular arena and the Elite Arena. The Elite version is basically you have 3 teams that you set up. So think of it as 3 rooms. So room 1, room 2, room 3. And when you go to attack somebody, your room 1 goes against their room 1, your room 2 goes against their room 2, and 3 goes against 3. So this would make it to where you actually stretch out your roster for arena teams more. So you'd have a team like this for room 1. Room 2, you can end up doing something like Mephisto, Null, Quasar, and 2 other characters. And then room 3, you can end up doing somebody like, say, Vigilante going into their team. It was a really cool experience, and the more traits you put together, so like say more Fantastic Four, you kind of got boost, which I don't know how they'd end up doing that aspect of it, but having it to where you have your 3 top teams going against the opponent's top 3 teams for arena, I think would be amazing. That I used to play that all the time. Even when my attacks were done, I would buy more attacks just because it was fun, engaging content. Is that something that you would end up playing a lot in this game? Because I think that would have a lot of kind of an evergreen content where you can kind of keep playing that every single day.
Well, you get more. You get 3 rooms, and even if it is 15 characters, that's 3 times more than what we're using now. And it kind of goes, hey, I got to really plan out a little bit more for this. I don't know if it's good or bad for some people, but it's called playing the game. No simming, no autoing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very big on don't sim, don't auto. And if you're gonna sim or auto, you should get rewards. Don't get me wrong. But if you play it, you should get more rewards because you're actually playing it. I would disable the auto and sim button on those where you gotta play it. But you made the choice to go into that corner. If you decide to go on floor A, hey, you could sim or auto it. Great. We'll give you a few gold orbs and training mats. Big deal. You went over here and they're disabled and you beat it. We're going to give you a lot more gold and training mats because you put some effort into it and you beat it. So let's reward you. And hey, you can make both sides happy. People that don't have time and people that do have time. There you go.
Yeah, and
Boom. And I would not mind having that. Like the setup there. Okay,
this
there's
would be
3
like the
different
setup.
rooms.
You go into, say, one character's thing, you see their 3 teams like this. It's like, okay, this one over here, they have this setup, so I can swap out my team 3 to try to counteract that team 3. So it would give so much strategy and a lot of fun. So that's something I really hope they could try to bring into this game, is something like this, because that would be amazing, especially with how many characters we have that we don't even touch. So this would give me a chance to actually put, say, the Annihilators back into my lineup because they do have that arena tag. Then I could have like a Null Mephisto Blue Marvel type as another one. So I think that would be amazing.
I would, and I know I'm thinking of this from an investment standpoint. If they had a danger room, one danger room for whoever's coming out, whatever team they want to sell, cool. But have a danger room where it had older teams in it. And there's something you could grab there's something in the milestones or leaderboard or whatever that you could get that could maybe go towards putting a Scourge somewhere in this elite arena where cool, I busted my butt here
Mhm.
with older characters that I invested a whole bunch in because they fell out of the meta. Let me go ahead and use them. Sure, let's see what happens. I'm not going to see Night Stalkers doing all kinds of crap anymore. They're kind of pushing out. They
Yeah.
might be used here and there, but they're pretty much pushed out. Have a danger room with them and maybe another team, maybe an even older one. I'm not really a big fan of Shadowland or Dark Hunters, but hey, I know some people did invest in them because they like the character or they were needed somewhere. I invested time and thing. Have a danger room for that. That would be like, oh well, now I got to go ahead and I could create content for. Hey, let me show you how to use Shadowland again. Let me show you how to use Night Stalkers with Shadowland or something in there, or Dark Hunters or something in there. Now you got content all over the place, new stuff and old that we're invigorating. We know they can throw in buffs in danger room of like, hey, push this guy up 300%. Great. Now they got some stats to take care of it, but it's only in danger room or whatever specific mode or whatever. But they give you something to entice you to play with old and new characters. Oh my god, I like that
Yeah,
guy.
when they gave the buff to Ghost Rider with the Night Stalkers, I actually invested in him because of that. So that would actually make it to where certain characters I would want to invest in again. So he was a case in point character. It's like he is so good with those Scourges. I'm having fun in the danger room. I'll take him up to 105 G19.
Yeah, that was it was it would be able you'd be able as a player to bring older characters that you did invest in. Obviously, we're not going to push everybody to 105 because they can't really do some content out there, but the characters are there. The content is there. Just switch up the traits and let people have fun. It's not required, but if you got nothing to do or you don't want to do it, but you want to get some extra rewards, hey, you know what? Wave 1 Avengers, I get to play with Hulk and
Yeah.
Spider, or throw Spider-Man in there too, or Iron Man, because he's a legendary. I mean, it gives you access to older characters. Hawkeye could do something because he's the only one that's never been reworked. You could play with him for a little bit.
Or
Boom.
Dorky.
Hey, yep. Like he's probably never getting reworked. But the older content that's there, they could utilize that and just keep it somewhat fresh. Hey, I know nobody liked Heroes for Hire, but hey, we never really got to use them on offense. Give them some stats for Danger Room and use them on offense. But give them that war buff on both sides so you could use it too.
Oh, Shang-Chi was amazing, though. Shang-Chi got so much play.
He was always, he was great, but anytime I thought of Heroes for Hire was they're on defense.
Yeah.
That's it. Nope. Let me use them on offense. We know people invested into them. I know people invested afterwards, even after they fell out. But hey, it gives older content a fresh little revamp a little bit. You throw them into the new stuff, and poof, now you got additional content besides new versus hey, old. Let me show you how to work with both. There's so many different variations you could use, and there's enough content creators to sit there and play around with it. Now you got a bunch of stuff coming out with stuff that's already there. It just needs to, get some dust off of it. That's all.
Yeah,
Get some dust off, use it.
That's probably the biggest thing I want to see improved in this game is improving upon that PvE content, because a lot of the content we've been getting recently is more just like a checklist. It's like, hey, get these characters up. Like if we look at the retcon dimension, I still need to do my second run, but it's basically get the team, then you can kind of go through it. This did have challenging content in here. However, there were other things, whereas it's definitely a checklist. It's like, get the team, get them up to the star level, then you can go through it easily and just kind of get those free rewards. I like actually playing and learning and doing the content, which is why those Scourges were so amazing back in the day with like the Morgan Le Fay that we talked about before. The Horseman APOC Scourges was like peak content to me. Then as it got more further along into it, like the Shadow King one is a big one that sticks out. It's like, just go through it. Here's a checklist. Throw every single scourge on because they all help you as opposed to hindering you. That's the content I want back, is the Horseman Scourge. So I think if they kind of go back in time a little bit to more of the make the PvE content more challenging, that would get more engagement with the community. It's going to get more engagement with your alliance, and you'll have more fun again. Is that kind of where you're at with the contents?
Yeah, the MILF Scourge was an example of it. You knew right away, and they put it on there. G20 was nowhere near being out, but it
Yeah.
said recommended G20. There was no way we were getting through a second node. I threw everything in my mama at that first node and finally got through it. But then what I had left was not going for node 2.
Yep.
We were getting punched in the face, and I was like, I really want to beat this. How can I do it? But I got to build up my characters. I'm not required to spend, but I contemplated doing it because I wanted to beat that challenging content. And right now, if you put something on level 10 or 11, you're like, okay, I could get through 8 or 9 of the nodes, and that shouldn't be the issue. I understand people spend in the game. The Krakens, I could understand, can beat the highest difficulty. Okay, because they have everybody maxed out to the 9s, maybe missing a diamond or 2, but there ain't no way I'm getting 5 diamonds on everybody right away. So if they could bring back something that's challenging like that, if the community is in an uproar for a second, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other levels to try, people. There's a bunch of numbers there. Pick one and go. But this one here, level 10 or up or whatever they use, I want to try it, see if I do get punched in the teeth. If I do, I got to rethink what I'm going to do or build up characters. Now I'm enticed to do it, not required.
Yes.
And I wish they would bring that out. The enticement versus required feels so much better. And I would spend more because I'm enticed to do it, not recommended. Just get retcon and do it. Like they see her over here throwing my face because I just got Jeff like 10 minutes ago. So
Congrats.
yeah, and I don't even know if I could build them because I barely got gold or training mats. So I don't even think I'm going to beat it right away. It's going to take me a minute. But that's more of a, I have to be required to use this. No. If you had enticed me, even with Black Order, I'd try it. I'd attempt to. I'd be like, let me just try it, see what happens, pray I could do it. Nope. Oh, well, I guess I got to take Thanos to 105, and hopefully I could snap those guys right out of existence.
Yeah, having it to where there's content that's not meant to be beaten is a big thing. Like, the MILF Scourge is a perfect example of that. The hardcore players basically did difficulty 9. The average player did about difficulty 7 or 8, which is still good. Difficulty 10 was not meant to be beaten at that time. So I wish they went back to that aspect of it. That way, when the game mode ends up coming back in a month, now we have a possibility of maybe new characters added to the roster that can maybe help get through that content. So I think that's something you definitely lean into as far as like a learning experience. This right here is like a perfect example of content where it's a checklist. The Xavier one, how they have on here for the Gladiator node, you have to use Vigilante, Blade, and Oath. I haven't tried it with the new city characters yet, but Shadow King having it to where it's the Liberty team, and initially they had on their Old Man Logan and Black Knight when that's basically a death sentence for your team. This is a huge miss as far as content where it's like a checklist, because having it to where we can't really pick and choose what teams and characters we want to build for these chase characters is not a real good feeling. So like over here for the cosmic section, it's using arena characters, so obviously that's going to be like your Fantastic Four. Well, over here it's the city characters, that's going to end up being Raid as well, your Insidious 6, and then the war characters for global is Brimstone. It's like prescribed characters for the nodes, meaning like I don't even know if there's a better team than Brimstone, and Blue Marvel's basically been out for almost 6 months, and we're about to go into the next chase character. Same with the Xavier. I heard Brimstone can work. I don't see how Brimstone can actually work in this one because they get the full speed bar on spawn. Damon's going to give you a double tap and you're going to get ability blocked. I don't see how, but I've heard that Brimstone can work in here. So that I'm kind of confused about. But this just makes it to where when it's about 6 months to a year later, you're still telling people, oh no, you have to build Vigilante, you have to build Liberty, and those aren't even meta characters anymore. I miss the older Dark Dimension stuff to where it's, here's the node, don't go for the single tap, you're going to have to take multiple attacks. I like that route better. Is that kind of where you're at with the chase and epic character type of things, or are you in a different boat?
I do miss the old route of, hey, here's a trait. You have a slew of characters. You decide. Not even going to give you a recommendation. However, I was not a fan of getting double Iron Fisted. Was not a fan of getting double Miss Marveled. Not a fan of that. However, once you figured out how or characters to take with it, you're like, all right, I just got to push through an extra turn or two. But it was rewarding once you beat it. So yes, it was difficult and a pain, but once you overcame it, that became, hey, I felt a little bit better instead of, hey, just take Old Man Logan in here and you'll rock this really quick. I don't want to be told what to do. That doesn't really say, hey, go play this game. It's just basically saying, here's the way to cheat it. Move on. That shouldn't be the way it is. I do miss, let me take something in here. If it works, great. Or I know people don't want to use Stitcher, but I did it as a goof, only because he's cheap as hell, and I threw him in there. So, hey, I could spend a couple more G20s on a couple other characters and just bring Ravager because he's super cheap. He's going to survive. Mephisto kept him alive. Yay, we're great.
Where is that node? I'm trying to find that double Iron Fist node. I thought it was Dark Dimension 3 or 4.
I thought it was Dark Dimension 3. I thought it was 3.
That thing was a nightmare. It's like, oh my god, there's two of them.
That hurt. It was just like, why? Like, wait. And then, I mean, it did spread like wildfire where people were like, hey, do not let her stay around. Get her out of there the moment you see her, because if the other one drops, you're done. You're just going to be in a weird loop.
Yeah, and then you have to ask for a reset.
Yep, and oh my god. And it took forever for them to reset it too if you had to go to it. Because people are like, well, how do I beat it? Well, you got to try this. Hopefully you get it right. But once you see them,
it is.
There's the double Iron Fist. Nope. Get him out of there. He heals. They both healed at the same time. All they're doing is healing. You're trying to punch them in the face, and they're like, nope. Bye. I'll see you in the next hit.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, you don't have Phoenix? Too bad.
Oh, God. But that was fun to try to get through. Took quite a few tries, but they never told you back then what to use. Yeah. They just said, here it is. Go after it. Good luck. And then now it's becoming more nuanced where they give you a trait, but then they go, I recommend you use these 5 because we did it. No, take that out and let people figure it out.
Well, not only that.
Yes, they're going to figure it out quick.
It's like with this over here, like the reason that it's the Vigilante Blade and Oath is because the Vigilante gets the full traits at the 3 character. You don't need the full team. And there's no mention on here for this. The reason that they want Liberty is because war buffs are active on here. There's no mention of that. So they need to be more clear with their verbiage on here. Like, why is it recommended? Just say, for here, city characters, you'll need 3 characters to get the full trait. Let us figure it out if that's the case. Over here, just say, war rules are active. Now we'll know, okay, Liberty should end up working on here. So something of that sort, because the recommended isn't really recommended. It's more required as far as that goes.
Yeah, the community is pretty quick to know, hey, when it's required and when it's like, hey, just throw whatever you can at the fan, and hopefully it doesn't get cut up in it. But it's the community's choice, not here you go. Well, here's the problem. Also, here's the solution in the same boat, and it's like, well, I don't want the solution. What am I playing for if you're going to tell me how to beat it? There's no point. I would rather play it. Sure, I'll get punched in the face, but
yeah,
my choice. My problem. I might be enticed to buy a little bit to push forward, but it's on me, not on y'all. And I think they need to I think they need to really like get a good whiff of it.
Yeah, and as far as one of the other things I want to see improved is the new player experience and catch-up mechanics. I think realistically, at the point of this game, I think Dorky said it best, where every time there's a new dark dimension, think of that as the next expansion came out. I really like that analogy because it is basically true. It's like when we had the first dark dimension over here, there really wasn't a chase character. Now we actually have Kestrel in there. When Ultron came out, that was a new expansion. If they end up going that route to where these are those, say, expansions, I think they need to make it easier to get to about 2 or 3 expansions before that. So having it to where right now, getting tokens, they need to play into that more. Have it to where we can get certain characters up to, say, that level 95 or level 100, gear tier 18, and not have it be as big of a grind. Because I think that realistically, if you push for it, you can still try to get like Odin unlocked in 6 months. I think that's still the case, which most people are probably going to quit around the 3-month mark. I think having it easier, so maybe cut down the resources to get to that level 100. That way they can kind of experience what the end game is, and they can kind of lean into that aspect more. Once you hit, say, level 100, give out, say, like 100 million gold, and it's like, hey, now you can kind of start building up a lot more characters. They can do something to really get those catch-up mechanics and get those new players and mid-game players towards the end game, so that way we have more of a community that's kind of pushing on that same content. Because as it is, I don't know how the new experience is. I may end up starting like a new player account after I move and everything, and just log into that once a day, see what it's like on there, because I do want to see what that is like and what we can maybe improve on it for, to kind of get these newer players and kind of cultivate them into our experience. Does that kind of make sense, I guess?
Yeah, and it was most recently because it was yesterday. We finally got somebody in chat to come on and show Crucible, and they were at level 85. So obviously, the way of thinking is different because they don't have everything unlocked, or a majority of it. They don't got Odin, they don't got Blue Marvel, they don't got Scroll. They're trying to push for Mephisto. So you're looking at their Crucible, going, "Wow, the normal things I usually look for, I can't use here." But he's plateaued at a certain point. Talking to him, going like, "Hey, from like 1 to 75, it felt like a good push to like, wow, I'm really progressing." And then it was like, for those next 10 levels, it felt like it was taking forever to just get to at least somewhat of the mid game. Sure, I have to grind a bit, but they could barely get a lot of the characters up and running because FOMO hits because they see a lot more people at 105 and 110, but they
Yeah.
don't even have the resources to do it. And the content that did give the resources, now they took a lot of the resources away. So now they can't even use those newer content to push themselves. The economy is not progressing with how much resources you need. The inflation's hitting, and they're just keeping that stagnant thing of all resources there. I do agree. If they did it to where, hey, you got maybe 25 million gold at 75, 80 you get 50, 90 you get another 75, at level 100 you get 100 mil. Anything after that, give like 9 million a level you're getting up.
Yeah.
Sure, it's not a lot, but you just got a chunk of change to try to build some of your roster and give you some extra stuff with it. I wouldn't personally give them XP. I would make people still work for that. That should never be in the level up thing. Have people work for it. Let them grind a little bit. They're gonna do it anyway. Especially if you got campaign energy events, we're gonna use it. So cool. But that new player part where he just felt he couldn't move at the same pace he was going, because he's like, wow, I unlocked all these characters, but they're at level 1 because I got nothing
Yeah.
to build them up. I want to use them, but I can't because now I'm plateaued. I was able to use certain characters because either they were required or they got them free because they were a brand new player. Now they're like, well, I can't get Night Thrasher. I can't get Nova, or even if I did by some miracle and I cored a little bit and I got him unlocked, he's stuck at level 1 because there's no resources built. So the economy really needs to be looked at harshly and let up a bit to say, hey, if I increase how much it costs here, we need to give out a little bit more, at least these two. I think building up a character to level 110 would be preferable, and just keep the shards a little bit more gated. You got to work really for those. And then once you get up there, you're like, okay, cool. I got another star level. Got another star level. Oh, keep it going. But having them stuck at level 1 to 5 to 10 isn't going to make anybody go, I want to stick around.
Yeah,
stick around.
I do think this is actually a good addition to the game, because now new players, if they know about this squad tab, they could go on here. It's like, okay, what teams do I want to really focus on? And they could kind of like start at the top. Okay, this is the newest team. Start scrolling down. That way they know they're not like wasting resources going all the way down here at the beginning of, say, like, I'll just say Gamma just to annoy Lord Richter over here. Or if you want to go further down to like Heroes for Hire, it's like, not to invest in these type of characters and teams. Kind of stay at the top end up here, so that we kind of know it's like, okay, this is what I need to focus on. These type of teams. What are the newest raid teams? Okay, champions, immortal weapons. I think this was a great addition. I think there could be a little bit more explain it a little bit better as far as like, hey, Winter Guard right here, put like a little line underneath of it. That way it's like, hey, new stats start right here. Then if you go further down to where the Annihilators are, put a line right here. Hey, there's a new stat increase right here. That way they kind of know not to go below those lines. I think that would kind of help out a little bit.
Yeah, more detail to it, but as you know, it took forever just to get this, and I'm fine with this.
I think this is great still.
I could literally go, yeah, it's great because you could just go, look, I know you want to build up Web Warriors for some reason. I don't know.
Spider-Man.
But let me give you a hint. Go up to that squad 1, look at those top 10 or 12 teams, and that's what you should focus on for the moment.
Yep.
But and it's such a quick resource where you just boom. Before you'd have to be like, all right, let me see your roster. Oh, wait, look at mine and I'll favorite it. Nope. I could go right to that tab, show them pretty quickly. You could look at it in yours. There's nothing to set up. You could try to, you could follow that if you got the resources, but you're not going to get everybody. At least remember that you're not going to get everybody built unless you're planning to spend. If you spend, hey, great. That's more power to you. It's your own money. If you're not planning to spend, it's called resource management. Start setting a plan because you need a plan for this.
Yeah. So really let's go ahead and talk about that, because we did kind of beat around the bush, if you will. The economy definitely changed this past few months. We don't have nearly as much gold. The purple ISO crystal I kind of showed you before we started recording. It's like, hey, this is where my crystals are currently as far as trying to open some of these orbs. I can open 497 of these crystal orbs to try to get purple ISO on my characters. That's going to last me. It's about 50 crystals I need to open if I don't have enough of these to try to get the 3, like purple 3 on a certain character, maybe purple 4. So the economy definitely isn't where it was. I do think that was intentional, because before the level cap came out, I had about 300, 400 million gold just kind of sitting there. Level cap came out. I started beefing up a bunch of my characters and everything, pushing to that 110. Then it hit me quick. I'm at about 74 million right now because I have been buying the passes again. I think this was intentional. They basically did an economy reset. I did a video with Big Positive Geek talking about this. They basically went from about 7 characters that you can take up a month down to about 5.5 characters at 105 gear tier 20. With Annihilus coming out, I think they were trying to get ready for that. And they're just trying to do a flat economy reset, Annihilus is going to come out. You're going to need gear tier 21. And I think that's kind of where that kind of went to, is they were looking to the future because the economy got so out of hand. Is that kind of what you thought? And basically every that you talk to, you're thinking that's kind of what happened? Or am I kind of thinking of this differently?
No, I agree. The economy they just took a gold and training mats away from a bunch of places, T4s as well.
T4s.
And I know they've moved a few things around with Danger Room and that, but they haven't brought it back. So it's like, okay, people are noticing it. Oh, they took out some rewards because they put in place a Jeff. Well, we got an extra character there. It's a nice little chase. It was fine. I do think Jeff was pushed out too fast. They probably could have kept it a little longer because the chase is basically over in maybe in a couple weeks or two with
Not
the majority of the
really.
community. Because unlocking them's one thing. Getting,
Yeah.
pushing him to where, getting all the shards is like, but if the chase is there or the chase is put there, I think you should gate him a little bit more, not give it right away. Where, hey, you got to work. Granted, he's a really interesting character.
He's fun.
He's fast.
He's so fun.
However, he's already. We can go to another video about that. Retcon's pretty much got slapped right back to Valhalla, but you guys can figure that out on your own.
That's not going to stay there, though. We know that's not going to stay there. That's not going to scale.
But the bad part is that it took that. Somebody decided, let me try it, and it worked. And it wasn't a one-off, which was usually what most people expect. Hey, it's a one-off, boom, gone. But the chase character part is it should be a chase. And granted, yeah, you got to get 23 other people to help you, but it should be a chase character. The next chase character, they're coming with it. We know Maestro's on the way. We know Annihilus is on the way. I don't want to feel that there isn't enough in the economy to where I get to Maestro and I got nothing to get them past what? A couple of levels, if that, because those characters are coming along with new characters being dropped. So it's not like that stopping. And then reworks. Who are they going to rework next? Did I actually build them back in the day? Maybe, maybe not. It's a 50-50 because there are some characters where I just left them at level 30 because they never got touched. There's no reason for it.
Yeah.
The economy is feeling hurt. The community's feeling it. Jesus, the messaging is ridiculous now. And it's like, I want to give you a positive answer, but I don't. The only positivity I could give is the anniversary is right around the corner. And they usually give a lot of things away where you're like, wow, okay, I got something. I could put some in the bank a little bit, build up some characters I liked. Great. And then it just kind of flattens out after that. I'm hoping by the end, there's a plan in place or something changes to where I was really excited to be here for the anniversary. I came back for the anniversary, and I'm kind of still enticed to keep playing afterwards too.
Mm-hmm.
That it should be all over. And I hope they're planning something.
Yeah. With that's something I kind of brought up. It's not really the character cadence has not changed. It's still about one character every 10 days. What I account it to are the off cadence character releases like Omega Red Phoenix Force, Century, Jeff the Landshark. They didn't have regular releases. They came out like mid-cycle, so we had to spend more resources into those. Maestro is going to be one of those characters too. He's a off cadence release that we need to account resources into, which is why I'm trying to keep my stash a little bit higher just to make sure I have enough for him, even though that's going to be like a month or so down the road because how many shards we need, which is 310. Which, speaking of Maestro, did you notice this? It's a Sentinel head. I love this.
We were picking apart that. Like, he's drinking out of my helmet. He's got Juggernaut's helmet. He's down there. He's got Iron Man there.
He has Winter Guards
Gauntlet.
Arb, which is hilarious, yeah. Or what? Winter Soldiers.
I
love it.
I mean, we couldn't tell it at first when we got the pictures because there were 2D pictures. We're like, oh, he's just sitting down. Yeah, he's just sitting down. Okay, and he's got a few little things there, and then people were like, hey, turn him around.
Yeah.
Holy, okay. I thought it was just a purple throne or something. Okay, it's a futuristic looking throne.
and speed
He's
of
not
126.
slow. He's not fast, but he's
But
there. He's
I
going to catch somebody.
yeah, going back to the releases though, not only do we have to count for those like off character cadence releases, we also have to account for the reworks. We had 2 teams where there were 3 reworked characters on there, which was Winter Guard and let me pull it up. Squads. Retcon had 4 reworks. We had 3 reworks with Winter Guard. We had 3 reworks with the Champions team. So that also kind of factored into it. It's not going to stay this way. I think the reason they kind of went this route where it's like the 3, my speculation, because we had Magneto, we had Jeff. So it's like, hey, these will count towards that patch is what I'm kind of thinking happened on there. So they kind of wanted to go that route. They said that Eclipse is going to be another chase type of character on here to where we need like the champions, we need the Winter Guard. So it looks like they're going more that route. I just hope they kind of look at the numbers as far as what they were projected. Maybe it's undershoot, then they have to make it up. That's what I'm thinking might end up coming with this. So again, I'm staying optimistic. The Scopely always kind of makes up for their mistakes. I think that's why they had the one calendar back in like, was it September, October, where they gave everybody like 65 or 95 million gold in the calendar because it kind of miscalculated the amount of gold they really wanted on there. Is that kind of correct in that thinking?
Yeah, I mean, if they were listening for some reason, if you gave an anniversary calendar with that somewhere around there, where hey, it's 8 years, give them 80 million gold. But I'd put it maybe a little bit more than that for 30 days because that's usually how long the calendars go. Or
Yeah.
even if it's 2 weeks, 80 million gold, you will entice the player base to be like, hey, I could build this up. I could save up for the next characters that are coming, or at least give some type of relief because the economy is just going so downhill
Yeah.
and the morale of it is catching on faster than, hey, Maestro's coming, Annihilus is coming. We got these characters that they've announced. We should be excited about it. It's more like, how will I build him if I get him? I got Jeff. I don't know if I could get him even close to maxing out. I don't dislike the idea, but I don't like the idea of, hey, if he's stuck at level 30, he's going to get somebody's going to look at him and he's going to die. So I don't want that. If I had the choice between, hey, I got enough gold to either take Jeff or Thrasher right now, it's my choice. I
Yeah.
get to choose it. But I don't have gold for either, so it's like and I can't grind for it. So they really need to take a really good look. I would say shadow somebody that's a player for an entire week and look what they're spending at. Or
Yeah.
look out, do 2 versions, a free to play and a spender, and go, look, this is how they're both at level either 105 or 110, somewhere around there, whatever. And look how they try to spend and look for gold the way, what you guys are expecting. You got a real world content that's happening with two player bases and going, well, Jeff just came out. Could they do it? Or even if another player just dropped, could they do it? Or are they required to go look for stuff and now they're screwed because they can't do it? It's not that they wouldn't, they didn't have a choice. They don't have some type of option. The option is I gotta wait till something comes to give relief. And I wish it would come. I'm hoping it comes during the anniversary.
So let's go ahead and end this more on a high optimistic note. What are you looking
Yes.
forward to this upcoming year for Marvel Strike Force?
I want to see the changes to Battle World. I
Yeah.
want to see what they're throwing out there because it has gotten a little stale with it. We need some type of something else, either more nodes or something like that, to where it feels like a Battle World. If you add like 10 or 12 more nodes each wave, just put optional by it, and then give some people some rewards. There, it's not required. You don't have to do it, but it's optional. Cool. And I'm hoping there are some interesting characters that come out that we go, hey, besides Maestro, I'm really looking forward to the team they just announced or what they're planning to do a little bit ahead of time. We're like, yes, I want to go for that. And it's a hero collector game. We should be like that. And I wanna hope that we know there's gonna be a number of characters. Plus, there's some big movie coming along the way. Some I don't
Is
know, some
there?
maybe you heard of. Yeah, some big movie. It involves some green guy or something. I don't know.
Uh,
Hopefully there's something that drops there, or we get a new version where we're going, oh yeah, he gonna break the game. Okay, this is great. I'm waiting for it, and I'm hoping it does, because I don't want another Thunderbolts type of video that comes out and we don't get the Thunderbolts. So praying, come on, bro. Come on, Scopely, hit us good. Hit us really good with something fresh for Doomsday.
So as far as like new teams, we know we did the poll for the Symbiote 6. So we had that poll, which I think it was Quicksilver that won that one.
Yep.
RJ in that one interview with Pathfinder, he said there's going to be a 2099 team coming. I think most people forgot about that. More Eternals are supposed to be coming, he said in that call as well, or the video with Pathfinder. So Eternals 2099 team. We got Maestro coming, which I can't wait for him. He's like one of my favorite villains of all time. He's just amazing. The Annihilus chase, I'm looking forward to that. I want to see what they do with the Dark Dimension. I'm hoping that it's not going to be a checklist. I don't want any more checklist. I want actual content where I have to kind of think as far as what characters and planning I want to take. So I am looking forward to the Annihilus unlock as well for that chase.
Yeah, all these characters that are coming with, I would have to say I forgot a little bit just for a second about the Eternals.
I remember he mentioned that during that Q&A.
Yep. They were so good. And if they brought even a couple of the Eternals in, even if they don't specifically synergize with Cersei and Icarus, if they're a different Eternals team or something, we got a couple. We could mix and match. We could try to do something, but that gives variety, gives a little bit of back to us. And I would definitely probably go, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save some gold for some extra Eternals, because
yeah,
Icarus and Cersei were so impactful, and I wish I could use them, but Icarus would only tickle everybody right now. Even if there was a Greg there, he probably wouldn't even destroy him, which is sad, because that's what you look for. But I want them back. That would be fun. Maestro's looking to be fun.
Yeah.
And Annihilus, that chase needs to have some difficulty and some that the community should be the ones to say, hey, this is what you should use, not what Scopely said will beat it. This is what you should. Hope we did enough testing. Oh, wait. The Seer did this other thing and he tried something else. So you might want to try that too. It might be even better because it's a little cheaper. Look, there's variety there. No checklists. No, take these 5 characters and you'll do it. No, don't do that. Don't do it.
All right. Well, we'll maybe do another video over on Zero Cool's channel. I don't know if it's going to be released at the same time or not, but we're definitely trying to get one over there. This might end up becoming like a monthly thing. I would try to get Bendable Straws on here, and he wasn't able to make it on this one, but yeah, I would definitely be down to have this as like a monthly kind of a recap, pros, cons, how's the month feeling for Marvel Strike Force. So let me know in the comments if this is something you'd be interested in kind of listening to on a monthly basis, like maybe a monthly podcast that goes maybe about an hour. I think that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's enough to bounce, everybody's either concerns, issues, or just, just to say, hey, it's been a really good week in Marvel Strike Force. Let's hype it up, and we're enjoying the game. Or hey, we got some concerns. Let's see if we can, generate some ideas, and then maybe go knock on Pat Daddy's door and be like, hey, need to work on this, like just a little bit. But anniversary's coming. I'm looking forward to something interesting and some fun stuff here. So
yeah, same here. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Say goodbye, Zero Cool.
Deuces, y'all.
Take care, everybody.